So welcome to our Sunday Coaches Show, Sunday Coaches Corner with Coach Kimmey and myself, Coach Knox, former satellite grad, former coach, and so how are we doing today?
Good, brother. Good. We are. I'm excited. This is something that I've wanted to do for a while, and it's something that's going to be, I think, really good for our program, and kind of get and really get the word out about all the great things that are going on in satellite football and at Satellite High School. So it'll be a weekly deal, and I'll just kind of go into the purpose now. It'll be a weekly thing. So every week you guys can look forward to following us on our social media and on YouTube and kind of keeping track of the weekly coaches show. We're kind of calling it the Sunday Coaches Corner with Coach Kimmey and Coach Knox. And he's going to be helping out for spring, and then he's headed off to UCF to finish up his bachelor's degree this coming fall. So we're going to have a new host in the fall, but we'll make sure that we use Knox as much as we can, Coach Knox, before he heads over to Orlando. Really, the purpose is to highlight all the great things every week that are going on in our program.
Absolutely.
Coach and staff, our booster club, the community, the school, the players, and so that's kind of the main reason we're here this week. Why are we here? Why are we starting it now? Well, we're one day more, a little 8 days away from the start of spring football 2018 and the kickoff of the 18-19 season. So we figured it'd be a great time to kind of to sit down and discuss some of the great things we did in the off season. So we're going to start with that today, and then next week we'll kind of give you a little bit of a spring football preview and kind of get you going and get you excited about the start of spring football. Because I can tell you, I can't even. I'm sitting in the seat right now and I can't even sit still. I'm so excited for what's to come for this upcoming year. So. Thanks to Coach Knox for helping us out and being a part of this show. He's a huge part of the program. Coached with us for the last couple of years. Also an alumni too from the football program. So thank you for supporting us. And then on top of that, we also just want to thank Beef O Brady's on South Patrick in Satellite Beach. Kim, the manager, has been just an awesome resource and just totally supportive of everything that we're doing. And we just want to thank them for letting us have the show here every week on Sundays. It'll be, we'll typically release the show every Sunday around 4 or 5 o'clock in the evening, so you can kind of set your calendars and set your timers and be ready to watch every Sunday evening for what's coming up for the week for satellite football. Beef O Brady's wise, you can see it here. 20% off wings all day, every day. Can't beat it. Make sure you stop by Beef O Brady's. Tell Kim and tell the staff that Satellite Football sent you, and I guarantee you they're going to take care of you. So we're just going to kind of get going here. We got a few questions, and Coach Knox is going to lead us through all that. But I'm really glad that you're watching, and hopefully you can get a little bit of an idea of all the great things that are happening here. And really the actual movement, that's started here at Satellite High School and in the program. So we'll get going from there.
Well, if we're going to start with the beginning of the movement, we'll start with last season.
Absolutely.
Obviously, your first season as head coach. How was it on the field being the inaugural head coach for this movement?
Yeah. No, that's you're right. I mean, if we're gonna, before we get into spring, we kind of got to figure out where we came from, and been here 5 years, and getting ready to start my second year as head coach. So yeah, my first year as head coach last year, I kind of said it's like drinking from the fire hose. It's trying to you don't realize coaching on a football field on Friday nights is about a fifth of the things that you really do as a head coach. So I think it was just kind of getting my feet on ground, really getting a hold of things and figuring out all the things that I had to do as a head coach. But I tell you what, I couldn't be at a better place. It's a place that's near and dear to my heart. I feel like I grew up here. I feel like I graduated from Satellite High School. I didn't, from Orlando originally, but and went on to play my college ball at Army, and then spent my 5-year Army career in Germany and did all that stuff, and honorably discharged in 2013, and then I've been coaching ever since. Even coached when I was in Germany, coached in the semi-professional leagues there. So to kind of get on ground and this be the first place where I was a high school ball coach, I feel extremely blessed, and the community's kind of brought me in, and since day one it's been an absolute blessing. So my family loves it. We live here in the community, got a wife and 2 kids, got a 7-year-old son and a 5-year-old daughter, and they just love being a part of the program, and I also love being a part of the program. So last year, a lot going on. Like I said, it was kind of it was a uncommon year. It's so weird because I kind of said from the beginning that was our main purpose, and our main mission was to create and to develop uncommon leaders of character in our program that are ready to change the world. That's our main mission. And when I said uncommon, that I wanted the season to be an uncommon season, I didn't realize how uncommon it would be in certain ways. We went down the beginning of the year. We traveled for the first time in a long time. We went down to Key West for the first game of the year, and we were down 11 points twice in the fourth quarter, and came back both times, which included a last-second drive, 53 seconds left on the clock, and scored the winning touchdown and won 53-50 right there at the end. And I think it was 100% humidity. I mean, you were there. It was the hottest game I think I've ever been a part of.
We were just standing there at the very beginning and just sweating. We weren't even moving as coaches. I can imagine being a player.
Yeah, right.
Talk about losing some weight.
No, that's like the kids were like, I can't breathe. And I'm like, I don't know, loosen your pads up. I don't know. But it was 100% humidity. I mean, it was 9:30 at night, and the grass was wet. I mean, it was like that humid. They definitely have like a home field advantage down there in Key West.
Absolutely.
Not just with the refs, but
No.
but also with the weather. I mean, the cramps and all the things that were going on. So that adversity, I think, it really set us up for success.
It set the whole tone for the season, Coach.
No doubt.
It did.
It was every game after that seemed easier.
Oh, much easier.
And when we got to O'Galley the next week and we played at O'Galley, some of the players, they said, "Is the air conditioning on?" The weather was so much better and nicer. The wind was blowing. We had that sea breeze, and it was just a totally different feel. But uncommon in a sense because we got to travel. Man, that trip was awesome. The game was awesome, and just to kind of have that fellowship. When you travel as a team, it's just one of those unique experiences where you just get closer because you're spending a lot of time with each other and on the bus, or just whether team meals and all different things that are going on. So it was a great way to start the year. And then we didn't play a home game for seven weeks.
Talk about uncommon. For those seniors, their home games were at Cocoa Beach most of the time,
which is strange in its own right. But you're exactly right. So that's kind of why I said it was uncommon in many ways. I pictured uncommon in a very positive sense, but it did take some adverse it forms as well. It formed in many adverse ways uncommonly throughout the season.
Well, that's what made those boys. It was like a fraternity for them.
Yeah,
they all became brothers.
No doubt.
That's how they worked through the season, on and off the field.
You're 100% right. I mean, those adverse situations. It built the team. I mean, it made us come together. We had no choice. I mean, it was either fold or use it as a way to get better, and use it as a way to come together, like you said. So the uncommon sense, like I said, we didn't play a home game for 7 weeks. We eventually played home for homecoming, which is again interesting in its own right. But I think the football gods they tested me my first year as a head coach.
Oh, absolutely.
So I appreciate it because I feel like I'm a better coach this year, and I'm more developed, and I feel just so much more prepared to handle all the challenges that come along with being a head coach. But also just excited too, because every year seems to be a new exciting thing. Whether it's because we also lost a game and we had to mess our schedule around due to the hurricane. Lost my roof during the hurricane, which is something to deal with, hard to deal with in general, let alone when you're trying to coach a football team mid-season.
Yeah.
So that was uncommon in its own right as well. And I look back and think about that mantra that we had, and it led us all the way up to the end, which we finished the last game of the year. We got to play in the postseason, which was the first time in 30 years that we had been in the postseason. Well, actually 20 years in the postseason, 30 years since we won in the postseason, 52 years since we won at home. So historic season, uncommon season in every way, shape, and form. Finished with 8 wins, finished 8-2. We're one of the winningest satellite football teams to ever take the field. 9 wins has only happened once. 8 wins has, I think, happened 3 or 4 times. So, you're talking 56 years of history here. And to be a part of that was pretty sweet. And then we, like I said, finished it off. Played a great team at the end there, 6-3, Father Lopez, and we were able to get that bowl win towards the end of the year. So uncommon in many ways, but also very fulfilling and rewarding in many ways too. So I feel again blessed to be a part of it.
Absolutely. So how about in the off season? What have we been building on from that great season?
Yeah, I mean, some of the most important things to me, kind of coming out of that season, doing an evaluation. And I mean, defensively, our defense gave up less than 20 points, on our offense scored on average more than 48. So when you do that, typically you're going to win a lot of ball games. We were a second half defense. 90% of our scores, our scoring defense came in the first half. We adjusted well. Our defensive coordinator, Coach Hodges, does such a great job with adjustments.
Oh, absolutely.
And at halftime, we'd come out a different team, and it kind of helped because a lot of times our offense would get up early on a lot of teams. We'd be up, 21-3, 21-7 at halftime, and then when you come out of halftime and we're just a better defensive team in the second half, we would just bury teams because we'd make the adjustments and we'd adjust to kind of what they were doing offensively, and with that cushion that we could build with the offense, we were able to really snuff a lot of teams out and end up winning those eight ball games. So special teams wise, I thought we had some hiccups in some crucial moments. I think back to like the Melbourne game. We gave up like an 80-yard kickoff return. It was in the first half, and then right when we had right after that they ended up scoring, and right after they kicked off, it was kind of like a pooch type kick, and the receiver just didn't attack the ball. Ball hit the ground, they recovered it, they immediately got it, and ended up scoring again. So it was that kind of swung that game. So we did have some swinging moments, and that's really what special teams can do. You kind of got to win 2 of the 3 phases. And a lot of times that second phase ends up being special teams. I mean, if you're controlling the ball either offensively or defensively, you can swing a game with that special team side of the ball. And we had it swing in our favor quite a bit of times last year, but it also swung in the opposition's favor quite a bit of times as well. And we just have some things to clean up there, but our special teams coordinator Garrett Keith does a great job. He's a satellite alumni, and he tries to create wrinkles every week and create some excitement in special teams because the doldrums of it can be pretty.
He's always enthusiastic about it. I can imagine a better special teams coordinator. Right
I know
now.
It's like as a player, I just remember back, and you can probably talk to this too, but. Special teams was always like ho-hum, like, oh boy, here we go, It
was the worst 20 minutes practice ever.
Right. All right, we're going to special teams period. Oh, crap, It's like, yep. So you got to make it exciting. You really do, and he does a great job of it. So, and then offensively, I mean, we just had it was a record-breaking year offensively, and Coach Knox was up there in the box the whole season with us. He's kind of the guy that helped us make in-series adjustments. So while we're calling plays, and he's the guy up there to watch our little huddle sideline that we have, and really help me as a play caller, as an offensive coordinator, put us in the best position for success in game. So did a great job with that, helped me a ton. And then on top of that, I mean, our offense just was pretty special. I mean, it broke every single satellite high school offensive record. We had individual players break records. Our quarterback broke every single quarterback passing record that existed at Satellite. We were number one in the state at the end of the regular season. We were number one in the state in yards per game. We were number 5 in total yards. We were number 7 in scoring, and we were top 100 in the whole United States. So the tempo helped us a lot with that, because again, when you have certain athleticism that you're working with, you got to find an edge in certain ways, and a lot of teams run the option. A lot of teams run tempo, so for us, tempo really works. We got our kids work hard, and we got some really intelligent kids, and that are football smart, book smart too, and they pick it up pretty quickly. And it's been something that's really caught on well with who we are and who we are as a program and the types of players we have in our program. So. That's some of the things, just kind of looking back at the football side of it, kind of what we evaluated ourselves on. So we really just want to continue what we're doing, and kind of continue to build on that identity like you were asking about.
Exactly. Well, if we're talking about identity, how about here in the community? What type of outreach things are we doing here?
Yeah. So our number one value that we built our program on is relationships. We feel that the team that loves and cares about each other more on Friday and Thursday nights is typically gonna win. Just because when you get in those tough moments and you can trust the guy next to you and you love and you care about him, you're gonna fight for him. And typically it's not like the guy across from you. It's not the opposing guy that's gonna give you that motivation. It's gonna be like, I don't want to let you down. Yeah. So that's kind of what we've tried to do is create those meaningful relationships amongst our players. And with regard to relationships, that ties directly into service. It's not just relationships with each other as players. It's positive, meaningful relationships with people in the community, our parents, our friends, our family members, and those are the things that drive successful programs and keep them healthy. So we focus on that. Service is like kind of one of our number one priorities. I mean, we feel that if we can love each other, care about each other, love our neighbors and care about our neighbors, that the field's just going to take care of itself. Absolutely. And the game is the game. It's going to happen, and it is what it is. But we feel like it's so much more than that. And if we can focus on the service aspect of it, and those kids know that when they wear that Satellite jersey, that they're playing for something way bigger than themselves. So when they're out in the community, they're realizing like, wow, like, oh man, I'm a part of it. I mean, this is a community. I see it, I can feel it, I experience it. I'm meeting these people in the community, and I know who I'm playing for. I'm not just playing for me. I'm not just playing for the guy next to me. I'm playing for all these people that I meet all the time in the community. So, like I said, we focus on that. I feel like we do a better job of that. Than we've done in the past, and we've gotten a lot more focused on being contributing members here in the community. So some of the things that we've done, every month we visit a retirement home, Zahn Retirement Home here. Miss Laura there, she is the coordinator that kind of helps us coordinate our monthly visits. But I always feel it's important for the players to kind of connect with the older generation, and it's just always an awesome time. We go there once a month. And we play games with them. We meet, we talk. They get to see the players. We invite them to a game. They were at the Heroes Bowl in November in the last game of the year. So, and for them to kind of see the players that they see every month in action in a football uniform. I mean, some of them were crying. I mean, they're very proud of the kids, and the kids are proud to kind of brag on themselves. They're always showing their highlight films and all that stuff.
Yeah, absolutely.
So. That's always something that we do every month. We love it. It's great. The other thing that we did over Christmas is we helped out Gunny McKenna with his annual toy drive, and we gave him some assistance throughout that, and that's something that he runs. And again, he's kind of part of that Warrior Misfits program, and you can always connect to him, and I'll make sure I get his information out as well. But he runs that annual toy drive, and it's just another special thing that's helping people in need during the holidays, which is something that is huge, especially when it's Christmas time. And then we just finished up 2 weeks ago. 2 weeks ago, our first annual lift-a-thon, which was something really different than we had done before. We had never really done anything like this. It was like a weightlifting competition. It was right there in the gym. They got to do it in front of the whole school and do a bench press, and you can imagine, being able to show off in front of, all your friends and your bench press. They were pretty fired up about it. And the guys, they had to go get sponsors to sponsor them on the bench press, and it ended up being something pretty special for us. And we actually did it in honor of Derek Fortmeyer, one of the players we lost recently. And his parents were there. His mom even bench pressed, and I think she bench presses more than me. So
saw the video. I was like, wow.
I know.
I was amazed.
Her strength is inspiring.
Absolutely.
Not just her physical strength.
No,
she's pretty strong.
Her mental.
Yeah.
It's just
mental and emotional strength, absolutely inspiring. That's Cheryl Fortmeyer, and she's just an important part of our program and will be forever. So it was a really awesome event, and so again, that was something that we did this off season that I think or the things that we did all this off season I'm very proud of.
Absolutely. Moving on, what are some of the accolades that the players picked up from last season?
So anytime you have a successful year, typically people notice, and a lot of our players got recognized in the way they deserve. We had Caden Larkin, Joseph Schwartz, Noah Mummy, Bo Cole. They were all on the All Cape Coast Conference team. They were all both first teamers. Joe Schwartz, first team offensive line. Noah Mummy, first team quarterback. Caden Larkin, first team defensive back. And who was the other one? Bo Cole, first team wide receiver. So they were also all recognized on the All Space Coast Daily team. Bo Cole and Noah Mummy were both All-State players, recognized in the Florida All-State by Florida High School Football.com, and they were recognized in the Class 5A classification as All-State players. And then Noah Mummy ended up being recognized by the Florida Dairy Farmers as Mr. Football for the independent classification. So really the top player in the independent. And most people don't realize, because they hear independent. The independent classification has 44 teams. I mean, you're talking 44 teams in that classification. So for him to be recognized as the top player in the entire state of Florida was pretty special for him, special for the program too, because that's a team award. It's not. Yeah. It recognizes his individual accomplishments, but I mean, you don't do that without the offensive line. You don't do that without the running back. You don't do that without the wide receivers. So that's a team deal. So we're going to celebrate that. Anytime our guys get individual accomplishments, the whole team celebrates it, and it's cool because a lot of I'd say every one of our players is proud to say we had an All-State Player of the Year. I mean, that's pretty special. We've never had one of those. He's the first one. For him, broke every single passing record for us, and he'll go on to be a pretty special athlete in college, and we'll see where he ends up here pretty soon. But those are some of the things that we got recognized for. I was humbled to be recognized as the All Cape Coast Conference Coach of the Year and the All Space Coast Daily Coach of the Year as well for football. So very proud of our season, and like you said, looking forward to building on what we already started.
Absolutely. And some of those seniors and the other players who won, they got those rings.
Yeah.
I see those seniors walking around with those rings on. They're flexing them everywhere, man.
I know, man. I don't know. I mean, for us, if you're in college and you play in a bowl game and you win that bowl game. I mean, Garrett Keats, one of our coaches, he went to Florida Tech, played at Florida Tech. When they went to the playoffs and they won that bowl game championship, that first couple years he was there, and he got a big old ring on his finger. I mean so you're in college, you go play in a bowl game, you go in the postseason, you win, you're getting a ring. So I mean, we felt the same way about our team. Those guys. We felt they deserved it, especially the seniors, the entire team, obviously. But that's kind of what I told the seniors. I said, "You accomplished this. This is what we're going to do." And most players got a ring. So every senior did too. So we're proud of that. It's something we're going to continue to do every year in and year out. When we win a championship, we're going to celebrate like we won the championship, and that's exactly what we did. So the rings are awesome, and then we're also going to put our we'll also get to put 2018 or 2017 up on the banner in the gym. And that's, I told the seniors at the end of the year, that ring and that banner, that's something nobody can ever take away from you.
Absolutely not.
And every time they come back to Satellite as players, they'll get to be proud of that, because whenever they walk in the gym, they're going to see that date, they're going to see that year, and they're going to remember all the great things that they started here. Because, well, like I said at the end of the season, what this team has done, what that team did last year, is they've shown every team that follows after them that it's possible. And because I don't know if you followed Satellite football for a while, but we've had some struggling years, and for them to pull us out of that, and to kind of set us on the path in the right direction was huge, and I'm going to celebrate it just like it should be celebrated.
Absolutely.
So, yeah.
Now, how about for some of those players? Where are they headed?
Yeah, so we had 2 guys on National Signing Day. 2 guys signed on National Signing Day. One thing I'm proud of is right now our team has our team average is a 3.06 GPA. We have guys that are we got an Eagle Scout. We got guys that are state science fair. Or Nick Bergeron's an Eagle Scout. He's like he went to the state science fair and he's continued to place at every science fair competition that he's been to, getting scholarships left and right. Scott Wiens, another guy. I mean, what we do academically is continues to blow me away. We are student athletes, student coming first for a reason. So we focus on that. We do weekly grade checks. We have a study hall that we run, and we try to be a resource for these kids to assist them in their academic process, because that comes first before anything else.
Do we have an average GPA for the team? Do we have?
Yeah, it's 3.06. Yeah. So those guys they work hard. I tell them to be uncommon in the classroom, just like they are on the football field. Not be afraid to live lives that other people don't understand, and to stand out, instead of standing in, and that's kind of for what they do in the classroom is that's a testament. When your team averages a 3.06 GPA, that's just a testament to who they are in the classroom, and I'm just proud of that, and I'm looking forward to continuing to build on that academic success. And then the other thing is our seniors. 100% of them are going to graduate. So that to me, again, says a ton about our school, our faculty, our administration, and then on top of that, just how hard those guys have worked as well, those seniors, because it's tough getting through high school all 4 years and doing well. So those guys they're going to graduate, going to get their diploma. They're uncommon leaders of character that are ready to change the world when they're going to leave here in next month in May. So. And then the other thing that I'm proud of, and we'll talk about the signings here in a second. The other thing I'm proud of is I always call them the interested and eligible seniors that are interested and eligible to play college football. We're going to place 100% of the interested and eligible seniors that are wanting to play college football. So 100% of those guys that were interested and eligible are going to go on to play college football. So again, that's something that I'm extremely proud of. I feel that's most of my job, other than coaching football on the field. My other job is to prepare them for life and get them to college, and get them prepared for college. So we've worked extremely hard in recruiting. So on National Signing Day in February, we had 2 guys sign. We had Caden Larkin signed with University of Central Florida, UCF. The quote unquote, and I'm sure you'll have something to say about this.
National championship team.
The national champions.
They are the national
undefeated,
champions.
Right? So
only one.
Right. So Caden's already embraced it. I don't know, man. His bowl ring might look a little better than that national championship ring. Maybe not. I'm kidding.
Oh man.
But he can go show that off. Say he was a champion before. But So anyway, so Caden Larkin's going there. He's going to play defensive back. And I know he's pumped about that. I'm pumped because it's close and I can go see him. And I know you'll be following him too. And then we had Lewis Morris. He signed with Division II Tusculum in Tennessee, the Pioneers. Coach Odom's the head coach there, and he's a Brevard guy. Coached in Brevard before, and I think he signed like 8 kids from Brevard or something.
Oh, all around. All around.
He's like building the Brevard, pipeline. It's the All-Star team, the Brevard All-Star team.
Greenville, Tennessee.
Yeah,
yep.
Right. So he's signed up there. He's going to do football and he's going to do track too. So, and he's just a fantastic athlete. Our leader, he was our vocal leader, a guy that was hugely important to our success last year. Refused to let people fail, and really brought a lot of kids with him to get better. So he was our Black Lion recipient, which goes to the guy that most represents that kind of selfless, uncommon characteristics that we're looking for in players. So we award that every year, and he was the one for this past season. So, I mean, Lewis, like I said, is going to go do track and football up there. So I'm excited to follow him as well. The other guys that we got looking at, we're going to have a second signing day here on May 9th. We're going to do that in the gym, and I'll keep you guys updated on that. But Joe Schwartz will sign. He's still got a couple colleges that he's visiting and looking at now. So we'll see. Henry Covington, our defensive tackle, kind of a nose guard. He's looking at 2 schools right now as well. So we'll see where he ends up deciding. Nunu Abendroth committed to Mount Union, the D3 national champions, and we'll see as that plays out here for national signing, or our second signing day here in May. Noah Mummy, the quarterback we were talking about earlier, he is looking at 2 or 3 schools right now for track and for football. So he's a state champion pole vaulter. He'll probably be a 3rd-time state champion pole vaulter. He's done it twice in a row already, so looking at a 3rd time this senior year. So he's looking at a few schools to do both. Eric Nix is he's more than likely going to commit to Culver Stockton in Missouri, which is huge. I mean, he's getting basically about a 95% full ride deal, and which is really good for him. So we're excited about all those guys, and then we got some other guys coming up. This rising class, Bo Cole is getting a lot of Division I AA FCS interest right now, and some of the service academies, Air Force, Army, Navy. Nick Bergeron, like I talked about earlier, he's also he's looking at Florida Tech and Stetson, and then Felipe Bruger is another offensive lineman. Bergeron's our center. Bruger's is looking at, he's like a 25 ACT, 3.9 GPA, looking at like Princeton and Yale and some of the Ivy League schools. Yep. So we're looking at placing those guys as well. And then we have some other young guys that are coming up. Sophomore J.D. Arnold, Benji Nix, and then our freshman guys, John Hinkle, J.J. Veely, are some of the guys that just keep a lookout for as we continue this recruiting season. JD spent a lot of time in the offseason visiting many programs, was invited by Florida, Miami, FSU, UCF, USF, FAU, FIU to stop by and visit, which is pretty special. Typically they only invite juniors, but they're inviting him. He's a linebacker for us. Great kid, 3.8 GPA, and 520-pound deadlift. He's in the 1,500-pound club, and he's on top of that, he's our team captain. So, kind of a once in every 5 years type guy, and he's we're excited to see how that develops for him. But again, we're working hard for him too. And I mean, we expect this recruiting season coming up. We're expecting about 100 schools to be coming through, Division I all the way down to Division III and NAIA. So. We're expecting 100 schools to be coming through satellite, and man, I will be fighting hard and pushing every single one of my guys to find a home, and we're really excited to see how that unfolds.
What are some of the benefits some of these young guys are going to get to enjoy from what these seniors built on? What are some of the new things that they get?
Yeah, so anytime you're leading a program, I kind of have a 3 to 5 year plan. I have in my second year, first year is, like I said, drinking from the fire hose, just
Yeah.
getting your boots on ground and getting everything figured out. Second year, my number one priority is getting us a new weight room. So, and it's already started. We were actually doing a $50,000 renovation to our weight room, completely changed outside and inside, TVs, new all rubber weights, new bars, new benches, new power racks. We will maintain and continue our Gatorade nutrition program. Players are able to get a 20-gram bar or shake at the end of their lifts. We have our own Gatorade fridge in there, so that nutrition program remains the same. And then it's going to be completely decked out. I mean, where's the championship is won in the off season. Some of the players always used to make fun of me because I would say August is too late. And if you think you're just going to flip the switch on August 1st and turn it on, you're wrong, and you're way behind the power curve. So it all starts in the weight room. Somebody, I saw a coach tweet out the other day. He said, a coach asked me today what my best offensive and defensive scheme is, and I just replied to him with a picture of my weight room, and it's true. I mean, it all starts there, and our strength coach, Coach Hodges, is like one of only 3 coaches in the county that is completely board and national strength coach certified. He not only helps with speed and strength, but he helps with nutrition as well. I mean, he's a huge asset. He's completely changed our weightlifting program. And then we also got a new track. I mean, not only do we have a championship football team, but we also have a championship track team.
Yeah.
Doug Butler and Jason Carter, the coaches there, they do such a fantastic job with their distance guys, their sprinters, their throwers, all the field events. There's just so many great things about our track program. And on top of that, now we got a brand new track on top of it. So next year, my main priority is the field, is the stadium. So this year is the weight room, next year is the stadium, and then the year after that's going to be the locker room. So it's going to be a complete renovation from top to bottom. This will look like a brand new stadium, brand new weight room, brand new locker room. So we're really pumped about all that. On top of that, we're going to have a nice stadium to match that nice track we got. So,
Absolutely.
So what more could you ask for? Great academics, 3.06 GPA at team average, getting guys to college that are eligible and interested, 100% of them, graduating all of the seniors as well, a championship track program, championship football team, and just new and upgraded facilities that are changing every day. That to us is huge. So, and then we had some guys really dominate in our off-season program. I mean, as a team, from winter until this new testing that we just did here before spring break, we gained 2,640 pounds as a team in our major lifts. We test in the bench, squat, power clean, and deadlift, and so the average guy gained 19 pounds total overall. So I mean, that's just huge. Not weight pounds, like a body weight pounds on their lifts. Guys are getting faster, they're getting stronger, they're getting bigger, and that's all a testament to Coach Paul Hodges and everything that he does. And he even runs a strength and speed program outside of the program as well, that a lot of our kids are in, that they get extra work with him outside, and he's just awesome. I mean, it's just changed so many of our players from top to bottom, and I'll make sure to put his information down at the bottom as well if you want to reach out to him about his strength and speed school that he runs, that a lot of our players participate in. So again, a lot of great things happening. It truly is a movement.
A lot to look forward
and
to.
a lot to look forward to. Next episode, we're gonna wrap this one up. But next episode, we're looking at it'll be the day before we start spring football, and I'll be 100 times more giddy than I am right now. But next time we're gonna talk a little bit about our coaching staff, some of the changes that were made there, some of the awesome things that are happening with our equipment and uniforms. Talk about our schedule for the upcoming season, and then we'll preview a little bit of some of the players and some of the offensive and defensive stuff and the special teams, so everybody can kind of get excited about all the great things that are going to be happening here for spring football coming up for 2018.
Absolutely.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right.
Great day.
Yeah, man. So From Coach Kimmey,
Coach Knox.
this has been the Sunday Coaches Corner, and here at Beef O Brady's in Satellite Beach. And we'll see you guys next week.
Next Sunday. See you then.